What's up, everybody? Tommy, World at War Comics, and back in, Mr. Vaughn Coleman, creator and writer of Phenomenova. What's up, Vaughn? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing really well. I have my first and second book, and of course, like any insane creative, I always am starting like 10 new projects. So it's been good, though. It's been really good.
Awesome, bro. Well, it's good to have you back, man. You know, I love Phenomenova, man. I was just trying to remember what happened in issue 2. So I was kind of catching up, and I forgot, man. This is Hinksley really getting trained by Hotline, right?
No, he's getting trained by Phoenix Senshi.
Oh, Phoenix.
Hotline is
right. You're bad.
Yeah, Hotline is the tech support.
The tech support, yeah.
So I guess she kind of helps train him, but
Yeah.
no, it's Phoenix Senshi who really takes him to task, like you see on the cover there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because he came to the rescue, and there was some things that did not go according to plan, right?
Mhm.
And so he realized, man, if I'm going to be messing around with these powers, I better make sure I'm using them properly. I think everyone, including his mom, agreed, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was one of the main things with this issue is kind of just solidifying that. And I think one of the things that issue 3 is we've been building up that there were consequences. Issue 3, we're really seeing, hence the title, chain reaction. Like his step from the reactor, he didn't get very far. He knocked out 3 guys, then got his butt kicked. But there were some consequences for what he did that we haven't seen yet. And we're going to get some answers right away, as well as get a bunch of new characters and some action. So, yeah.
Yeah, even the way he looks, according to some of the covers that I've seen, is a little different as well.
Well, that's not him.
What?
That is not him. That is, if you look, I guess that's one of the things I didn't realize how close, because it's funny. I was almost
against, just like him, bro. The hair's different, though. The hair's different.
Yeah, the hair is different. I made sure to.
Am I the only one that said that to you?
No, you were not.
Okay.
So that's why I was quick to correct, because I'm like, I know the mistake you've made. No, that is not him. That is the leader of Phenomenova, Force. So Force is that's why he's got the force fields around his hand. If you look at the cover, no electricity. You look at the chest logo, it's different. That's because we were like, wow, Miles grew up between issues. I'm like, no, that's Force is an older character. He's the leader of the team, and I can't wait for. I'm gonna rewrite issue 4 because I've got issues 1 through 8 written, and I was like, I'm so happy with 3, and I'm like, and then my editor gave me feedback on 4 after a rewrite, and he's like, yeah, let's touch this up a bit, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, like because especially I'm very happy with 3. I think everyone's gonna be happy with 3, and I just want to keep that train going. I think 3 is certainly the issue I'm most excited for. Of the ones I've done so far, because I'm finally introducing the title team. So Galvanite, the characters we focused on before are kind of taking a bit of a back seat in this issue. Estrella is getting more time, but Galvanite and Senshi are kind of taking a bit of a back seat as we are, and Hotline too, as we are exploring what happened at the reactor. We get to see more of our villains as well as our heroes, and we get to see them kind of face off a bit. So
nice, man. That's kind of exciting, man. Especially when you're like designing and creating characters and you're sitting on them. You're like, man, where do I insert them?
It's been driving me crazy because I was like, I want to get one character right before I introduce the team. And so I had to spend years rewriting issue 1 over. And I'm like, so Galvanite, like, I love him to death, but it's like, oh my God, just get me away from him for an issue. I've spent too much time. Let's show the other characters. I'm like, God, I've had enough of you, So you guys, like, he's new to you, but to me, I'm like, like he'll come back. He's an important character, but like let's show the team, man. Let's throw something fresh and exciting at you guys.
Right.
And that's one of the things that I think is going to be fun with the team book too, is that there's always going to be something fresh around the corner while also being consistent to the characters, and that's something I've always liked. I finished Claremont's X-Men run recently.
Did you?
And yeah.
How long did you get through it?
Well, here's the thing. If I was just plowing through and not creating a comic book and not slacking off from reading and not reading other stuff, probably would have gone faster, but a couple of years.
Yeah.
There were a couple of months where I was like, I don't want to read the last few issues. But I did. I read them all. I also read all of, that whole era of X Factor. I read all New Mutants. I read a lot of the Marvel Comics Presents with Wolverine. I read a lot of Wolverine. So I read a lot of other stuff. I read some of the Versus crossovers that they did in like the mid 80s. So I read a lot of Italians and stuff like that. But I finished that, and now I see Invincible. I've been reading that on Global Comics, which, by the way, if you have Global Comics, Phenomenova is on the front page as a staff pick right now.
Nice.
So if you have it, you could read the first 2 issues and then see how you feel. I'm definitely going to get the omnibuses of Invincible at some point, but I've just been reading them on Global Comics, and I just finished the Viltrumite War yesterday, and
good.
I was like, that's up there with my favorite art. I was like, I remember taking a step back and going, oh my God, like when it hits a certain point, I was like, yo, like having audio reactions in the room with myself. I was like, that was crazy. So Invincible, Kirkman's making his way up my favorites. You know, I really like him.
I've been reading Battle Beast.
Yes, I just got the new one. I have to read it.
Yeah, I got to read issue 4 too. I just picked it up yesterday. I haven't had time yet, but yeah, that's been a lot of fun too, man. And it's it helps. I don't know. I was buying Invincible when it first came out, so I have the entire run. It's one of the few sets that I have, and man, when they came out with the animated series and so many people were like introduced for the first time, I was so happy because I don't think people realize how good that series is, man. Like the first like 6 issues, it's a little slow, it's a little Spider-Man-ish, and then all of a sudden shit hits the fan and it's never the same.
And that's kind of what I was doing with Phenomenova. Like people are saying, oh, the first issue is kind of new ground, but my whole thought was, I'm not reinventing the wheel with Phenomenova, but I'm trying to make a good one. And I think I did some really creative storytelling with issue 3. And I think it's only going to evolve. I think like the story is going to get better as it goes, but I wanted to lay the foundation, start simple, and then just, okay, do it. You trust me? You trust me? Okay. Now we're going to do like the crazier stuff. And we're finally starting the crazier stuff, you know. That has made me really excited. Start introducing my team during a nuclear reactor heist in kind of a detective issue. It's like a mix between the detective issue. Is just I ended up the way I introduced it. I'm really proud of, because it was like I got pretty experimental with my storytelling here while introducing a lot of people. So yeah, I kept rewriting it, and there were multiple times I'm like, all right, this is it. I'm done. I sent it to my editor. He goes, maybe punch up a bit. Okay, this no, well, and then I would come up with something and go, wait a minute, and then I take his note and I'm like, and there were sequences I loved.
Yeah.
But one of the things I'm getting better at is going delete, throw it away, and then if I need it, it'll come back to me. You know, I can always save that for another story, another issue. And so I'm getting better at getting rid of my darlings. That's why with issue 4, there's a sequence I've had that was relevant in the version of the story, the version of the 8-issue arc years ago, but isn't really relevant anymore. And I'm like, why am I keeping this? So it's good, but it shows how much I've improved as a writer. So I can't even get that mad about that anymore, because I'm like, if I'm replacing it with something better, you know.
That's a good point, man. It's like creating babies, right? And then you have to get rid of them sometimes because they didn't turn out the way you wanted them to. That's got to be tough sometimes. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Well, let's pull it up and check it out, because the art looks dope, man.
Yeah. I mean, this is art-wise some of my best stuff yet. And I am very happy about it.
Yeah. You should be, man. You should be.
I think people are really going to like the issue. We are like 23 pages in. My creative team, my artist and I are a better team now than ever. Just overall, I mean, I think the series, everything is improving with this issue, which is the most important thing. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome, Will.
Yeah, so Phenomenova, again, we get a riddled with first appearances. So if you think this has any potential at all, you know, please get this issue, get the first 3 issues, because I mean, this cover alone, aside from Estrella, everyone here is brand new. To this issue. You know, we had Vivacity alluded to in the first 2 issues, actually. The detective mentions his daughter in the first issue and the second issue. That is the redhead right there. That is the daughter. Nice. So when he goes, oh, your daughter's team, he's referring to Phenomenova. But so Phenomenova isn't directly referenced in issue 1, but it is.
Okay. That's awesome, man. Well, let's go to the top here. I could play this. Let's see if it plays, man. Sometimes the sound doesn't come, but let's check it out.
All right.
We call ourselves Phenomenova. Yesterday, the Stormbearers, a deadly group of mercenaries, took control of a nuclear reactor. Before we arrived on the scene, Galvanite, a superpowered teenage boy, attempted to stop them. He failed. His story ended there that day. Ours began shortly after. Today, I sift through the memories of that day. I will put the pieces together, and we will bring those responsible to justice.
Sweet, man. Ash, you telling a story there?
Yeah. I had the girl who Estrella is kind of based on a friend, like physically. Because I wanted like a dark Italian girl, and I had a friend who she's actually cosplays as Rogue. I should have put her name in the trailer. Her name is Stefania Cesano. Yeah. And she was into acting. So I was like, oh, do you want to do this? And so the character is Italian, but she's definitely blind, but she has the ability to absorb information. So I was like, with the accent, I could kind of go either way because she's kind of a prodigy. So I'm like, theoretically, she could speak any accent fluently. So I was like, whatever. So So she did samples in English, Italian, and American, and we both were kind of like, yeah, British. Let's do it, because it's like, especially if she comes from like a wealthy background and whatever. So I was like, oh, she grew up. Maybe she went to private school or whatever. Any explanation I can come up with, that's one of the things. But yeah. So she voiced the trailer, and that was really cool. And she definitely wants to do a cosplay cover for issue 4. But
nice.
Depending on how well this does will determine the wait time between 3 and 4. Because if we go to our stretch and then go a bit past, like issue 4 should be a fast turnaround time. My artist is working at a good pace. Normally I'm further along in my books when I launch, but scheduling and a couple of other reasons I wasn't. But we are, I think, 20. I think the last page my artist turned in was 23. Okay. So we're 23 pages into inks, and colors should be along shortly. In fact, I'll check in on my colorist. I think we're closing in on 10 pages colored. So it should be out by the end of the year. If that was always my intention. So
sweet, man. I mean, it looks great. And Philip's back, right? So he's doing the issue 3 as well.
Yes, Philip is doing issue 3. We got my colorist back from issue 1. I actually had to switch colorists for issue 2 because of deadlines. Okay. So
nice.
But cool, Philip said, he's like, listen, as long as you can pay, I can go right into issue 4 after I finish issue 3. So because there's often that's how I was able to get into issue 2 right after issue 1 is because he never stopped working during whole pre-press and everything. It was fully inked before the campaign even went live. Oh, so wow. I'd love to get that kind of turnaround with issue 4, but that all depends, on how well this campaign does. As well as like I said, I have other projects in the work. So depending on how well this campaign does, precedent for some other stuff. Like I have a short story collection that I'm coming out with. I have some other books. So definitely make sure you're on my email list and following me on all socials because we got tons of great things going.
Sweet, man. I love it, bro. Love it. Congratulations, man. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Yep. So here we go. Here are the first 3 covers right here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll jump over to this one. We kind of talked about this cover right here. Here's some of the interior.
No, that's not interior. That's another cover.
Oh, that's a variant.
Yeah, that's a black and white virgin variant. And that original artwork is available on the campaign also.
Really? Mm-hmm. And who's the artist on this one?
Bobby Christophas. So we did the back covers for the first 2 issues. If you see the corner box logo with Miles screaming, getting struck, like seeing the lightning, he did that art. He also did the Rebel Oasis logo. So Bobby has done a lot of stuff for me. But this time he wanted to do a front cover, and I was like, okay. And he knocked it out of the park. Estrella is quickly becoming an artist's favorite, I would say. And it seems like people are like, when I ask people, because eventually I'd love to expand and do anthology spin-offs, one of the most popular, when I go, who would you want to write? She's one of the most popular ones. So people are really liking Estrella. She's like a detective mixed with the superhero.
For sure. There's a mystery about her.
Yeah.
Even though she's like very present through issue 2 specifically, there's still a mystery about her. And I think as a creator, it'd be fun to kind of dig into what makes her the way she is. And I can see that. Man.
She's kind of the protagonist in issue 3. So you're going to get a lot more of her there. And that's one of the things I've realized because I wanted to just kind of explain all the characters' powers when I looked at earlier drafts and who they are. And I was like, you know what? Just go through the story, and then people are going to beg you for that information. And so that was one of the things I improved on as a writer was realizing the stuff that I thought was important. I'm like, I can't get to the fun stuff until I over-explain everything. No.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not true.
Yeah. Readers will figure it out, right?
Yeah, and if they don't, they'll beg you to.
Yeah.
You want to give them enough information. And that's where the trading cards come in. So like Estrella, when we get to 12K, if we get to 12K, all physical backers will get a trading card of Estrella with art by the 2-time Phenomenova fan art contest winners. By the way, Phenomenova fan art is that contest is still going. So if you want to submit some fan art, you absolutely can. But yeah, we have
your website for that.
Or it's on my campaign. All the rules are on the campaign. So, but the 2-time fan art contest winner drew a trading card of Estrella, and I always take these trading cards as not just a chance to work with an artist, but also to write some extra stuff. So you get, if you're just in it for the story and characters, there's still reason to vouch that trading card because you're not just looking at a pretty picture. You turn it around, you're going to get information. I always want to put something that isn't in the issue.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And just to give everybody kind of an example right here, here's Hotline.
Yeah, nothing on that trading card is in the issue really, except like I give you like a whole backstory that you wouldn't know about.
Pretty cool, man.
So
very nice, very nice. Yep. Cool. All right. Also, you got 2 covers. How many covers do we have? Look
6.
at that.
So that is the Vivacity cover. So that was done by Adriana Brown, who co-created the character, and she was originally going to be the artist. So she designed this character and then had to leave. But she came back around and did this, and she had so much fun. She's like, I want to do more. And so I think we're going to do a prequel book with this character.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Very cool, man. I got this one here, which we saw in the trailer. This one's pretty dope too, man. This is Per Berg did this one for you?
Yeah, that was that is Zach. So that is the villains cover.
Okay, got you.
So Zach, if you go up, so that's
there
Zach,
it is.
The Storm Bearers. I wanted all the villains on a cover, and Zach went above and beyond, and he had 2 of the other team members as well, and he added the caption because there's no captions in any of my other variant covers. And he killed it. Like he absolutely killed it. So I wanted my villains designs were so cool. I was like, I needed that. And so Zach is doing that. And if you like Zach's art, Zach and I are working on a sci-fi book together, a sci-fi horror adventure book. So
nice. Yeah. No, the art is dope. Art is dope. All right. Here's the Per Berg one. Yeah. When I saw this in the trailer, like, dude, I know that art, that style.
Yeah. And so the original art, by the way, for Zach's cover up there is there as well as Per Berg's cover.
Okay.
So 3 of the covers, the original art is available.
Nice.
So Perberg, not only that, but his cover, you'll see later on, but there's an unused page from Vatican City that he drew this on the back of. So technically you get 2 pieces of art if you back the Perberg cover.
Yeah. So if anybody read Mark Miller's Vatican City, which I think was just a 3-part series, man, it was a lot of fun, but Perberg just killed it. I love his style. That's dope. Then here's the one that we were talking about, right?
Yeah, so that was a 48-hour cover. So that is because she did a bunch of samples of colors, and then she ended up doing this alternate version. And I was like, I love it. You know, it's great. And I go, okay, well, because the scene doesn't take place at night in the story, so I'm like, I'm gonna make this the 48-hour like limited version, and people really liked it. So
sweet, very cool, man. The back cover. This is kind of where we left off in issue 2, right?
Yeah, we hadn't seen her, but yeah, and this is kind of, so if you're wondering where Galvanite, where these characters are going to be in this issue, that's where they're going to be. Although we're going to see Vivacity in flashbacks at the reactor leading up to this moment. But this is kind of where it represents, so it's almost the flip side. Actually, it works perfectly with the main cover as well as some of the others. That's why I wanted, so this was, Adriana had drawn this as a thumbnail for a cover, and I said, this is not a front, but this is a great back cover. And Bobby had already said he wants to do a front instead of a back this time. So I said, can you do this as well? And she knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, because I think in issue 2, we left off with her father talking about her condition.
Yes.
Which
and how she got there.
Yeah, not just her, someone else too. That's cool, man. Very good. Got some interiors. That's dope. Incredible. That could be a cover right there, a poster. That was pretty dope too, man.
That's a double page spread from the book. Because I with the villains, I wanted to really shine a light on them.
Yeah.
And that was something cool. That's going to be a mini print.
So,
because what happened was I revealed that double page spread, and someone goes, "It's going to be a mini print," and I was like, "You know what? Yes,
it will be a mini print." It's exactly what I was trying to do.
So I said, "Why not?" And because I knew there wasn't, my artist likes to draw in sequential order, and I knew we weren't going to have shots of the team yet by the time the campaign launched, like the full team outside of the main cover. Because my artist decided different things for the adults, and I wanted that opening shot of the team in the trailer. We also have Adriana also did a Phenomenova group shot that you could see down below. So if you want a Phenomenova mini print, that's there. If you want a Stormbearers mini print, that's there. Or if you want both, that's there.
That's so cool, man. Okay, here's all the rules for the art contest too.
Yep.
So that's cool. Very good.
And then that was just for day one backers. So day one backers will always get a trading card. Yeah. So that's the thing. If we don't hit one of our stretch goals, it'll be a day one trading card for issue 4. Obviously, it'll go in place of what would have been the day one trading card for issue 4. So, it's better if we hit that goal because it's more stuff for you guys. But either way, I'm not going to just let art go to waste.
Yeah. That's dope, though. And then if you missed out, man, there's still an opportunity. On the first couple issues. So, and issue 1 was jam-packed, man.
Yeah, issue 1 was jam-packed, and then if that's jam-packed, you're gonna have to see 4. Well, or 3. So 3 and 2 are kind of both similar in that they're both set in one location.
Okay.
But 3, a lot is happening at that location. So 1 is kind of my biggest spanning in terms of time.
Yeah.
And in terms of but it's the simplest in the way that it's just following this guy, it's just following him. But 3 is we're jumping, it's one location, this reactor, right? But it's a pretty big location, and we're jumping back and forth in time through different perspectives and characters. So in some ways, issue 3 is larger scale. In some ways, issue 1 is.
Okay. I'm excited, man.
And also, it's funny, it's also in terms of page count, because it was going to be 28 pages. My editor would give notes, and I'd go, You know what? My artist, he likes Jim Lee. This is the first time we're showing off most of these villains and most of these heroes, right? Let's give them room to really draw them.
Yeah.
Let's make them have an impression. And so I was like, this page that was this many, let's make it this. Oh, you know what? This panel, let's make that a spread. And I ended up making, this is now 43 pages because I'm like, we're never going to get a first chance to introduce all these characters. Let's go nuts. Let's make it unforgettable. And that's what I wanted to do.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That is so cool. I'm glad you did that, man. It makes it, I think it makes it a lot more impactful when you meet those characters in this story for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Oh, here's the other one you were talking about, the mini print.
Oh, yeah. I just told Adriana, I'm like, yeah, people are going to be interested in that. Because I was like, oh, maybe we should put off the thing. And I keep getting reaffirmed constantly. People want this origin of this character they haven't even met yet. So that's going to be exciting.
That's a good problem to have.
Great problem to have.
Yeah, man. People are paying attention. That's cool.
And then if you guys missed out on the Rini cover for the first campaign, there's not that many of them left, but I actually printed too many. And you guys, when this was available, it was because it was a campaign limited. Everything, all the variant covers like double in price and are very limited after the campaign is over. So if you want a variant cover, get them while the campaign is live because you may not be able to get them. And if you do, they're going to be pricey. And this is selling out. There's even less of them than there were when I initially launched because I went to a few cons and I've sold a couple. I sold one on my website. So this character who was just this big guy on the cover for issue 1, now people read the issue and he became the fan favorite. So, the first cover appearance of Dark Cloud. This cover you may want it more now. So it's available on the campaign.
That's awesome, man.
And I'll ship it to you before. The reason it's more expensive is because I'm going to ship it to you separately, like before the campaign is done, because the rest of it's going to be at the fulfillment center.
Got you. Okay. Very cool. So here's the trading card you were talking about if we reach that stretch goal of 12K, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's dope.
Mm-hmm. So people, there we go. Like I said, it'll be like the other ones. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, what do we want next? And I was like, do you guys want? And I put on Twitter a poll of characters and people were like, we want Galvanite in his new costume, his trading uniform. And that's another. So initially when it was like white, I was like, because Estrella wasn't supposed to wear white, but then Philip made that. Force was going to wear white. And I'm like, all right, fine. We'll do it. We're allowing another. I was like 2 blonde guys wearing, and then obviously I'm paying the price of that because so many people are confusing it. But if you see them side by side, they don't look that much alike.
No, for sure. I mean,
but you're it's confirmation bias. You're used to seeing a blonde guy in the cover of Phenomenova. Of course, you're going to assume he just had a white costume. Why wouldn't you assume that? But yeah, if you look at them, you'll be like, oh yeah, they don't look.
Well, especially not only is there similarities because of the blonde hair and stuff, but the issue 2 ends with the training. So the assumption is there's been like an upgrade now that he's been trained. So I assumed, oh wow, new uniform, new everything. That's cool.
Yeah, no. But I could see that. See, I didn't even. That's another thing. Like when you're in your own head, you don't realize because I'm like it's obvious to me because of course it's obvious to me because I'm 8 issues ahead of you.
Yeah.
I know what's going on after that. I have plans for like 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
Which it's annoying that I've been stuck in this story. That's why I'm almost similar to how I was stuck with Galvanite for a while. I'm stuck in this 8-issue storyline for a while because I keep refining it. But I'm like, man, I want to write issue 9. I want to write issue 10. I want to write issue. I know what I want to do, but everything's happening for a reason, and I'm learning to trust the process. But this is if we hit 20K.
Yeah.
So here's the thing too, because I am going to be on Fund My Comic after if people want that. But the faster we get there, the getting bigger guarantee of that, and the faster we can roll right into issue 4. So if you want it, like back in the campaign is the best way for me to go, okay, I can start investing in other stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't have to worry about campaigning constantly. So that's why it's super helpful because this isn't my personal paycheck. This is all going right back in. Because I believe that if I keep pushing that it's going to catch on. Already it's resonating 2 issues in to Phenomenova without Phenomenova. Imagine how much better Phenomenova will be if Phenomenova is actually in it, guys.
Yeah.
It'll be marginally better. I promise you.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like with my issues, not only is my writing better, and that's an infuriating thing because I still love issue 1, but people when they're like, oh, it's slower. I'm like, wait till you get to the next ones, but it'll forever be the first impression, which is why I was so afraid. It's so scary to start because it's like, I know this is not going to be my best issue because the team isn't in it. But even outside of that, I'm just going to grow as a creator. But ultimately, it has to be good enough. And I'm still proud of what I accomplished in issue 1. I think I improved as a writer with issue 2, personally. Most people still prefer 1, which is understandable. I think I still probably prefer 1 just because it was my baby. It was I gave birth, so yeah,
it's awesome, bro. I love it, man.
And yeah, there's some of the original artwork that is available on this campaign.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Very cool, man. And this is the Vatican City one that wasn't used, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I'm hopefully Per gets more work with the Miller World, man.
Yeah, or just in general. But I saw that and I was like, I had an artist. I'll even say it was going to be. So he's going to do a cover for issue 4 instead, but it was going to be Vaughn Marion was going to do a cover for this, but it was a deadline. He's working on Green Lantern and Soul Striker and all that, and I was like, okay, let me get Per in here, and it was perfect because it was right after Vatican City, and he killed it.
He is awesome, man. I love that.
Great. Dude. I gave him the script, and I was like, draw what you want, and then he just found this moment that I hadn't even considered. And I'm like, that would make an awesome cover. The villains grappling up, and then he added all this stuff. Loved it.
That's awesome, man. Very cool, Vaughn, man. Super happy for you, bro. Super happy for you, man. To get to issue 3, as you know, as a writer, man, it's very difficult, man. A lot of people drop off, but you got a story you got to tell, man. And
I'm emotionally on issue 8, which is why it's eating at me that I have to revise 4 so heavily because I'm like, But I know it's so I'm like. But it's exciting to see people like get excited about your characters and theorize and ask questions and say, I'm looking forward to this. I wonder what that is the most exciting thing to me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, congratulations, brother, man. I'm super happy for you. Already backed, so I'll be waiting for my issue 3. I'm very excited.
Hopefully you won't be waiting long because my artist is working at a very good pace.
Yeah. No, I understand the process too, so it's all good, man. But I've enjoyed the first 2 issues. You certainly have something pretty awesome that you've started, and I'm glad that it's moving and grooving, bro. And I'm glad that you already have almost like 10 issues written. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. No, and I have mentally like outlines for way down the road. But what's exciting about why I've put back is the twists and turns that I've taken in the rewriting of 1 through 8 have led to I go, here's a better idea for issue 9. Here's a better idea for issue 10. Now that the story's changed in this way. Yeah. So I'm glad ultimately that things have turned out the way they've turned out.
Nice, man. I'm glad for it too, bro. What about like trade Comic-Cons and stuff like that? Do you have any more shows coming up?
Yeah, that's what I was doing today. I was like, all right, let me get my link out to everyone that I can, and then let's focus. Because I was like, I wanted to write issue 4 today was my goal. And I'm like, okay, what is the priority now?
Right.
Let's plan my cons. So I know for a fact there's one I'm debating with September, but I know for a fact there'll be at Granite State. I'll be at a little con in New York called SciCon. It's like a 1-day one at like a library. And I was like, why not? It's right there. So a couple of smaller ones. I'm trying to get into some bigger ones, but we will see on that. I'm going to be I'm probably not going to be tabling at New York Comic Con, but I am going to be at New York Comic Con in one way or another. So
hell or high water, you're going to be there?
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to be there. I have like a pass set up for me in case I don't get in. So I'll at least be networking, walking around. Definitely want to talk to the Global Comics people and thank them profusely, and see what more I can do with them because I really like Global Comics.
Yeah, they're awesome. Dude.
And just networking is so important to me too. So.
Agree. No, it's so cool, man. You're killing it, bro.
Thank you.
You're killing it, man. And then you said you're working on other stuff you can't announce yet. There's nothing.
I can. Screw it. All right. So I'm doing a short story horror collection called Reapers in Pursuit. And there is going to be a
Reapers in Pursuit?
Yeah, RIP.
Oh, Rippers. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. So it's basically a short story anthology. I had people submit, and I wrote 6 short stories. One of them is set in the Phenomenova universe. Will be a horror story from the perspective of a group of criminals being hunted by a violent anti-hero. It was one of the earliest characters I came up with, and I'm like, man, I wouldn't be able to include him for a while, but I'm like, he'd fit great here. And then if people want him enough, we'll bring him in some way, shape, or form. But that was one of my few ideas from when I was younger that I was like, this is a good one. So that's great. I have an idea for another comic, like this Bad Girl book, that character, I was like, this could work as a horror story. So that's in there. And then 4 other stories that I'm really proud of. I put probably a few of them online for free. So again, sign up for my email list at rebeloasisstudios.com. Follow me on all socials. I will be posting about all of that. I've got a sci-fi book I'm working on with Zach. It's his IP, but he brought me on to write. A friend of mine who's in the short story collection as well has pitched me an IP, his own IP, to be in the Phenomenova universe. So he's writing that as we speak. So last couple of days, I've been bouncing between stuff. I also, and I'll announce it here, I have a book I'm working on with I have a bunch of different books I'm working on in addition to Phenomenova. I'm not taking any of the money from this campaign and diverting it to other. I'm like, this is Phenomenova. I want to be my regular, but this is all. If other people help me out, why not? But there's a book I'm doing called I Can Fix Her. It's I'm doing it with a stand-up comedian. It's about a demon hunter who has an ex-girlfriend who's not like other demons. She's different. So everyone laughs immediately at the pitch, and I'm like, I think this is going to be one of the easiest sells.
Yes. The most relatable thing that you probably are right.
So that is going to be, I'm hoping to launch that before the end of the year. We will see. It depends on if we can get the money for it or not. But we just went through revising it yesterday. I just wrote all day yesterday, and then I read. It was a very good day yesterday. I worked on sci-fi, worked on Phenomenova, worked on I Can Fix Her, and then I got to read Viltrumite War. I mean, that is a good day.
That's a pretty damn good day, bro. That's a damn good day, man. Right on, Vaughn, man. That's awesome. Well, I put your website right here, so get over there. Make sure that you join the newsletter. That way you could get all of the updates from Vaughn and everything that he's working on. But yeah, very cool. Make sure your socials are down below after we're done. But Vaughn, man, congrats on everything.
Thank
congrats on the success, bro. You came out of nowhere in my eyes, man, and just took
overnight success to everyone else. To me, I was grinding. They're like, where did you come from? Like, I've been here breathing it, but that's the thing. It's like, I remember reading this book on the Beatles, and people were like, oh, they were an overnight success. It's like, no, they were not. No, they were not. No one is really an overnight, but people think they are. So I appreciate that, So
issue 1 hit my feeds, and it was crazy, man. I'm like, what the hell is this, bro? And then I bought it, and I'm like, dude, the art is dope, the story is dope. So I'm glad that you're sticking to it, man. I can't wait for issue 3, and super happy for you. You got 9 days left, I believe, on the actual Kickstarter. 9 days to go, and man, you're so close to 10K. Man.
I know. I've been so close for days, and then someone did a refund when I'm like, come on. And now, get it over with. But then, I've been so close to 10K for a while, and I'm also close to having the most backers I've had on a single campaign, because I've been doing 3 platforms for each one. My high watermark for backers is 253 backers on Fund My Comic for issue 1. We're about to pass that, so let's hope we can pass that, and let's hope we can. I'd love to even pass my amount raised on a single campaign. It was 14K on Fund My Comic. So hopefully, but that's like a while away. Let's at least get 10K, 12K, get the trading card, and see how much further we can go. Share it out, and it would really mean a lot to me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now I'll blast it out, and let's see if we can't get you in at least in the 9 days to get to at least 10K. But I think we have a really good shot at 12K, man.
Yeah, really I think so. 12K.
I think that's doable, bro.
I think it's doable too, which is why I'm like, can we just get it over with?
I need my cards, bro. I need my cards. Man.
I know, and I want you guys to be like, because then you'll be like, aha! People like, this is new information. You'll be like, no, I knew about it because of the trading card.
Exactly. So, I love it, man. I love it. Well, Vaughn, as always, bro, appreciate you reaching out, man. Always love having you on the podcast. If you ever need anything, please let us know. Everybody, website right here, Kickstarter link right there. Get over there and back this campaign. I promise you, you're going to absolutely love this comic book. Issue 3 coming later this year. Get it right now. Man, you got 6 different covers to choose from. Lots of really cool stuff. If you missed out on anything, no worry, to catch up on this Kickstarter as well and get issues 1, 2, and 3. But Vaughn, Mr. Coleman, thanks for joining me today, brother. And I wish you nothing but the best, man.
Right back at you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on, man.
You bet, brother. Take it easy, man. Have a great rest of your weekend.
I will. You too.
All right, man.
See you.
See you, brother.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.